So last couple of videos I opened some low-end stuff. I wanted to raise the stakes going with a Donruss Optic Cello box. Last time I spent any significant money on boxes, I got a visit from the boys in blue because my neighbors thought there might have been a murder going on from all the commotion. So that's not good, but I'm a competitor. I want to win. No matter how stupid the game is, which opening boxes, not that bright, but I want to win. So when I don't, I get upset. So let's hope, for my sake, this goes well. But if it doesn't go well, it will definitely benefit all of you out there, because sometimes you just lose it. So these are the 3 packs with the 1 3-card pack at the end, Blue Velocity. These boxes are normally about $3.60 online. I got them a little cheaper because my card guy got me them like they get drugs into country club type jails. So thank you for that. But we're looking for the silvers, the colors. There's an autograph in each of these boxes. Morant, Zion, the top rookies, LeBron, Luka. I like to cut the top here, then snip it, and basically fold it around. But you could do whatever you want. There we go. And we're off. Godspeed to my sheetrock. So first card, Anthony Davis. Willie Cauley-Stein. Got LeBron James. Winner stays. And Reggie Jackson. Mr. Oh, not October. The other Reggie Jackson. Box is making us work a little bit early. Not giving it all up in the first pack. So let's see number 2. Again, I like to cut it and rip around like that just so I don't see the cards before they come out. But second pack, first card, Delon Wright. Zach LaVine. Prizm, Fantasy Stars, Karl Anthony Towns. Not numbered though. And Mr. Kabangili. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Florida State big man, Clippers off the bench. Intriguing prospect. But third pack, still no action. But you got to be in it to win it. That's what they say. Don't give up after 1 or 2 times. Go for the 3rd, 4th, 5th sometimes. Kemba Walker, Will Barton, Bradley Beal. It's a My House. Blue Prizm right there. Cam Reddish. Okay, so Cam Reddish is not a home run, but base card, good player, couple bucks. That might be the most valuable card in this box. That's how my luck normally goes. Third pack here. Getting loose. Get that out of the way here. We haven't seen any Prizms yet because I forgot to open this, which is the Blue Velocity pack. 3 cards in here. So let's cut this. See what we got. Anthony Davis again. Mr. Brow. Unibrow himself. Daniel Gafford. Right. There we go. Got to enjoy that. Again, it's not a $1 million card, unfortunately. It's about $50, but still exciting. Looks pretty well centered also, from what I could see quick. Throw it in the penny sleeve there. Then I'll show you my trick with my chopsticks. I get my semi-rigid holder, the larger one though. It's easier to work with. Then I get the chopstick. Slide it in there. Create a little separation. Grab the card. Slide it in. Just trying to do it quick here, but this is the easiest way to do it in my opinion. Get it down, pull it out, and there you go. Centering might be a little bit off on that, but card looks good. I'll look at those later for grading. I'll probably make a video about the grading, use some of these cards as examples, and kind of see what we have. But nice start. You always remember your first hit, boys. So let's keep that momentum rolling. Next pack, Vika Zubac, Croatia's finest. Got Steph Curry, purple Zion. Thank you, Isolation, for justifying gambling in my head. Beautiful card. What a hit. Second one, and card looks decent. Again, it's not a silver and super high end. It's not numbered, but the purple is kind of equivalent to, like, I'd say the green in the Panini Prizm. So this is a nice pull. I wipe it off there with the microfiber cloth just to get the little couple things off of there that's just in it from being packed. But I'll go over these later for grading, and if I gotta clean them up or do whatever with them, kind of check them out. But that's just the quick wipe it down if it has to, put it in the penny sleeve, and then with my chopsticks throw it in there. But this card looks pretty decent. I mean, the centering looks pretty good. Again, I'll judge all this later. Maybe I'll do that for the grading video, kind of go over some of these things I pull. But I'm in shock right now, quite honestly, that within the first, 2 packs, a Ja Blue Velocity and a Zion Purple Holo. My fear of I was going to open these. I mean, these boxes are expensive. I think they're $360 online, and I get them from a local guy, so a little better than that. But still, they're expensive boxes, and you pull. That could have been Daniel Gafford and Dylan Windler instead. So that's awesome. So right away, I basically got my money back for the box. Gary Harris, Nicholas Batum. Then we got Kyrie Irving, Express Lane, not a Prizm, and Tremont Waters. So again, all this other stuff, this little stuff that regular rookies, meaning the lower end guys, $1, 75 cents. Cam Reddish, maybe $2 or $3. That's all going to be gravy now because you pulled two decent cards. So let's see what else we got. Giannis, Draymond Green, Tim Duncan, just got inducted in the Hall of Fame, and Jordan Clarkson. Tim Duncan, one of the most underrated players of all time, in my opinion. But who cares about that at this point? And that's why his cards, you look at them, why are they not expensive? But they're just not as popular. Marvin Bagley, Goga, and who is that here? Damari Carroll on the last card. So we got Goga, again, Blue Velocity rookie, not a super expensive card, but you could see, even in the camera, how nice those cards look. So when I compare them to, the red, white, and blue Prizm, which these are equivalent to, these look a hell of a lot nicer. So I think one day it's possible Donruss Optic becomes the go-to product. Not yet, not anytime soon, but definitely something that could happen as we move along here, because I just think they look nicer. The problem though is, a lot of them are way off-centered and printing line. John Collins, Bogdanovich, Rudy Gay, that's another purple holo vet though, and Jeff Teague. So again, just if you never opened these, it's the same as the Prizm model. You'll get the vet colors, you'll get a silver, maybe 1 or 2, and the rest you hope for the best. Kristaps Porzingis, Alonzo Trier, Ricky Rubio Express Lane, and Admiral Schofield, who had 1 game of 18 points and literally scored about 2.5 points a game for the next 10 when they actually gave him playing time. So not very high on him. I don't think most people are. But Klay Thompson, he'll be back soon. Tobias Harris, Nikola Jokic, my house, not a Prizm, and Ish Smith, Washington Wizards. Let's see what we got here in the Blue Velocity pack. Again, I know these slide right out, but I just like doing it like that because I also Will Barton, Derek Favors, and KD. But I like to not see the cards as much as possible when I open it. So by cutting it like that and pulling it around, you don't see the back card or the front card clearly when you just cut the top and slide them out, which is a lot easier, but that's just my little quirk when opening these things. So see what is going on in here. Again, already a good box, still a lot to go, but I'm happy. Joel Embiid, Dennis Smith Jr., Damian Lillard, T-321, not a Prizm, and Quindary Weatherspoon, San Antonio Spurs. You always have to watch the Spurs guys. because we've seen how many of them emerge out of nowhere. So him, Luka Samanic, and blanking out here, but watch those guys. Jimmy Butler, Miles Bridges. There's silver, but Jonas Valanciunas, veteran. Again, the veteran silvers, they end up in a box somewhere, and people sell them by the thousands, or unless you're putting together a set. If it's not LeBron or Giannis or top player, or if it's not a rookie. So that kind of sucks, but whatever. Brooke Lopez, Mike Conley, my house. Karl-Anthony Towns again, no Prizm. And Ty Jerome, point guard, national champion point guard. All right, another blue velocity pack here. Got Wes Matthews, Jaren Jackson Jr., and who is that here? Grant Williams, Tennessee. Jaren Jackson Jr., obviously that card's not worth anything, and his 2018 rookie year stuff's not worth a ton right now. But he is 19 years old. He's one of the only players in the NBA that averages the type of stats he does with hitting threes, blocking shots, being able to score, shooting good percentages. He needs to rebound more. The fact that he's 6'11" and he gets 4 rebounds a game is a problem. But you saw Grizzlies were good. Obviously, Ja gets a lot of that credit, but Jaren Jackson gets a huge amount of that credit also. So if Ja and him vibe, I mean, that could be a real force for the next 10 years. So he might be a player, even though bigs don't do as well, that you might want to look into buying some stuff while it's cheap. Okay, Alex Lynn, Rudy Gobert, Mr. Defensive Player of the Year himself. Lonzo Ball, again, silver, Prizm, damn it, but whatever. And Kevin Porter Jr., who many people are high on, might have a good career, but I see him more as like a score-only kind of best-case scenario in terms of being on a good team, a six-man type. But we got Whiteside, DJ Augustine, Fantasy Stars, LeBron James. Not a Prizm, but, again, a dollar card maybe, and Blake Griffin. But when that stuff's Prizm, so all those Fantasy Stars and the T-, they all come in Prizm, and then they come in the different colors, which are numbered. So depending on what you get, some of them could be expensive, but the base ones aren't worth a ton of money. $1 or $2 maybe. Kevin Knox, Edmond Sumner Signature Series. Now this is the base signature in, basically these boxes. No numbered. Some of them are numbered all the way down to 1 out of 1. And I'll just wipe it off here. But Edmond Sumner, Xavier. He was a pretty hot prospect in 2017 at this point, and then he tore his ACL, and instead of going in the first round, he went in the second. He hasn't really done anything, but NBA is weird. Watch guys going into the third, fourth year who are coming off kind of injuries or didn't get a lot of time. Not saying Edmond Sumner will ever do anything, but he looks like an NBA player, and he was a top prospect, so maybe. But Jason Kidd, Express Lane, and Isaiah Roby, who a lot of people love. I mean, he's 6'8", UConn. If he ever gets time, maybe he becomes something. But who knows, honestly, with some of these guys. It's very hard to tell with basketball who's going to emerge all of a sudden. All right, Willie Cauley-Stein again. We saw him before. DeLon Wright. Oh, you know what this box just told me, guys? Run it up. No subs are coming in. Wow. Blue Velocity Zion Williamson now. I could tell you of everything I've ever opened in my life, I would sit there thinking to myself, like, why is there 7 Gogas, or why is there, 10 Kyler guys? Like, do they ever repeat the good players in some of the boxes? Like, did they decide? So this one, we already saw a Ja Blue Velocity. We saw the Zion Purple, and now Zion Blue Velocity. So just those 3 cards that have over there right now in the holders, that paid for the box. I mean, again, Blue Velocity cards aren't super expensive, not graded. This one looks pretty good, pretty well centered. Again, the grading companies are shut down, but that looks pretty damn good. So just as is. I mean, maybe $130. The jaw, somewhere 60, 70, 80. I don't know, maybe a little more or less at this point. But and then, like I said, Cauley Stein and those guys. But those cards, again, that's about 200. Those two, and then the purples probably, maybe 150, 160 as is. So right there, I mean, I'm at break-even point and then some. Damn. Wow. I was really expecting to add to my Kyler Guy PC, which is growing by the minute, because anything I buy, whether it's a pack of something, a box, or a collection of random cards, Kyler Guy's in there. And I feel bad for him because his grandfather, I don't know if he died, but he definitely was battling with coronavirus, so saw him talking a little bit when normally nobody's listening to what he has to say at this point, but he might have a nice career. Damian Lillard, Josh Richardson, Cody Zeller, that's another purple, veteran though, but at this point, who could complain? And Devin Booker, one of my favorite players in the NBA. Watch Devin Booker, boys. Watch him. If you're not aware already, he's one of the best players, but he's 22. Wait 2 or 3 years. Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma with the oddest hair in the NBA, and James Harden, Fantasy Stars. And then we got Nazir Little, UNC. Dropped in the draft. At one point was a top 5 conversation. Went down to 25 to Portland. He's more of a defensive player, so not somebody really to bother investing in at this point. But what do we got here? Pau Gasol, Wendell Carter Jr. We got Kyrie Splash. Those are cool-looking cards. That one's not a Prizm, but they're nice. And basically, all the inserts in here, you just got to check them if they're Prizms. They'll be shinier, obviously, if you're not familiar with them. And then, check the numbering system on them. That's the most important thing. Mo Bamba, Lonzo again, and CD Osman. So we see a lot of repeats on the better cards. Like we saw Alonzo Silver and Alonzo Blue Velocity. We saw the Zion, blue and a purple. So I don't know. That might be a pattern here. So maybe we'll find another Ja or something. But there should be one more. I think one more, if I'm counting right, silver Prizm in here, and the other ones were veterans at this point. So it should be a rookie. Who that is, who knows, but it should be a rookie. So let's get this here. My boy Mitchell Robinson. There's another silver. Montrezl Harrell, Wesley Matthews silver, and Tyler Herro. Again, base card, $5. So no, now there's one more silver. So yeah, what was that for? Yeah. There'll be a rookie in here sooner or later. Trust me. So, is it Bo Bogdanovich, Kings, Ben Simmons, most underrated player, I think, Kawhi Leonard, and Steven Adams. Ben Simmons is a guy I like to put money into because I just think because he doesn't shoot threes, he's not great. How many threes did Magic Johnson shoot? I mean, they're virtually the same player, in the way they play, and nobody had a problem with Magic. So I like Ben moving forward. But Drew Holiday, another great underrated player, not one to put money into, but great. Danny Green, I played AAU with him. Jarrett Culver, my house. Okay, Prizm, decent card. Again, you see the difference in the shine. And Cam Johnson. But Danny Green, I played with for 3, 4 years. When I was about 12 to 15. Then he went on to St. Mary's and UNC and obviously the NBA. But James Harden, Tim Hardaway Jr., and another look, PJ Washington. Okay, so again, not the biggest name, not the greatest, but much better scenario than getting one of the lower tier guys. So this box is pretty high end. I'm happy right now with it. Again, PJ Washington, not a superstar, but he's having a very nice rookie year. He's on a bad team. But he's definitely a building block there with Devontae Graham and Rozier. And, they got Cody Martin, who's not great, but Jalen McDaniels started to play before the lockdown. But they got a lot of young guys, and Graham and him are really basically the two best players. Miles Bridges also. But Serge Ibaka, Paul Millsap, Evan Fournier, and Jarrett Allen. I think the Nets messed up severely signing DeAndre Jordan and stunting that kid's growth, because I really think he's very talented and he's kind of getting looked over with DeAndre being there for the next 4-year contract, next 3 years after this one. But anyway, got Cody Zeller, Trae Young, Mike Conley, and Nico Melli, Pelican. Hit the game-winning shot, but the problem with Nico as a rookie, and you didn't see him in Panini Prizm, is the fact that he's 28. So he's a decent player, but no upside whatsoever in investing, and he'll just be one of those big guys who shoot threes, grab a couple rebounds, and go from there. LeBron. Base card. Still nice to see LeBron. Lauri Markkanen. Another LeBron. That's the Heat winner stays. Not a Prizm. And Derrick Rose. But LeBron base cards, because first year in the Lakers jersey, have really gone up recently, like the last week. Like base Prizms are $5-7 I've seen, sometimes even 10. So people are getting excited of hoarding them. So I would recommend hoarding them also. Joel Embiid. And who is that here? Luke Kennard and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's cousin. So, in the family they could ball. But he came in to Summer League and lit it up. And he's out of Virginia Tech. He was 16th pick, I think, or 17th. But a lot of upside there, but he got kind of buried this year with the Pelicans, with Lonzo and Ingram and other guys. And he got off to a bad start. So he's a guy to look at later on, because he is obviously young, and he did show that he could put the ball in the hoop. But he's also 6'5" point guard, so he's an interesting mix. Someone I'll look at. Kent Bazemore, Eric Bledsoe, De'Aaron Fox, again, purple holo there, and Rudy Gay. De'Aaron Fox is a big Gary V guy. A lot of people like him. I mean, I think he's a good player. I like his spirit, but he's always injured. He doesn't have a personality, which is something you got to look at with this stuff, and that's my opinion on him. But Fred VanVleet, Buddy Hield, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, winner stays, not a Prizm, and Jackson Hayes, who has a very odd comment on Instagram about the rookie game. So go look at that if you want to have a good laugh, because it's quite bizarre actually what he has to say and why he felt the need to say it like that to the world at his age and rookie status. But Aaron Gordon, Tatum, Ben Simmons again, Express Lane, and Dennis Schroeder. But Tatum, obviously, we've seen his prices skyrocket. That's just the base card. But his good stuff is really going up because he was lighting up the league. Celtics were good. But he might be a little too pricey right now to invest in. But Lou Williams, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Bol Bol. This is one of my favorite guys. I mean, go look at his Oregon stats. Everybody always wants the low ball on the Bol Bol stuff, but he's 7'2". His game is identical to Porzingis. He obviously got hurt with a foot issue, but he got drafted by Denver, who's notorious for holding guys out for a full year, whether they're hurt or not, Michael Porter Jr., and then bringing them in because they're good right now. And he's got all the upside in the world. And go, if you don't believe me, go look at his Oregon stats when he did play. He put up huge numbers, and he would have been a top 5 pick if he played the whole year. So he's worth the risk, in my opinion. Bam, great player. Clint Capella just got traded. And Magic Johnson, talking about him before. That's a Prizm. Winner stays. Nice looking card. And Daniel Gatford again. But those Prizms on the inserts on these, they're nice. They're interesting looking. They're not expensive cards, but they're nice to look at. I see why people put together sets of them. Okay, Jamal Murray. He's got a great Instagram or Twitter hack video you want to go watch. Malik Monk, James Harden T-, and Mr. Durant again. But Jamal Murray got hacked, his cell phone, or so he says got hacked. Go Google that, what happened with Jamal. I don't want to say it on here. It's a PG-ish program. Chris Middleton. Second fiddle to Giannis. Whoa! Now I wasn't. Whoa! So there's the silver rookie I was saying. Here's a card stuck together. Who cares about that? D'Angelo Russell. Brandon Clarke. So again, if you're talking about the top 6, 7 guys to put money into in this class, he's one of those guys. So the fact that the Zions, Ja, this is a great box. I'm fucking pumped right now. PG-13, whatever it is. But again, that's wonderful. This isn't a high-end card. Maybe it's $20. But again, how many times do you get silvers? And they're of Nick Claxton. I got 400. If anyone wants to buy 400 Nick Claxton, hoping that Kevin Durant talking him up will help his playing time. But that's a nice hit. Now, if I got nothing else in the box and that was the best thing, I'd be fucking pissed. But that's a beautiful add-on piece. So maybe it's just my perception right now because I'm happy with the beginning of the box. And as I'm talking about Brandon Clarke, Ja Morant base. Whoa. Again, I guess these players do get stuck in the same boxes together. So if you start opening and you get 17 Kyle guys, you're out of luck. But Ja Morant base, again, maybe $30-$40 right now, maybe a little less. But at some point, that will continue to go up. That's a card everybody wants. Worth grading. I'll check it out later if it's actually in condition to grade. The centering looks okay from when I just saw it quick. And later I'll go back over these. And that's why I like these holders too, because you could kind of work with the cards easy. Those are the bigger ones, so there's a lot of room in there. And with the penny sleeves, you can nick a corner easily. One of the keys is if you cut both of the top corners a little bit, make a little slit, makes it 100 times easier getting cards in. So there's my 2 tips on that. Giannis Blue Velocity, again, of all the veterans, that's top 2 guy, Draymond and Seaku Diombo. Again, if this was in January, that card would be a lot more expensive, but people love his upside. He's the youngest player in the draft. People compare him to Giannis. I don't think that's the case, but he's on a bad Pistons team where Christian Wood, who was dominating before he got corona and the league ended, but before that, he's put up big numbers, kind of taking his shine away from Diombo. Next year, he's a free agent. Diombo is going to have a wide lane in year 2 developed to really put up some numbers. And again, look at Pascal Siakam, look at Giannis, look at Kawhi Leonard, look at any player almost. Look at year 1, year 2, and year 3, especially for guys not drafted number 1 or 2 or talked up, like a guy like him from France. You don't know. A lot of similarities. So Al Horford, JJ Redick, Kyrie, purple, and Dejounte Murray. Murray is another guy on my list of, he tore his ACL. He was supposed to be the breakout player, tore his ACL. Missed last season, came back this year, kind of on minutes restriction. But he's got a lot of upside, that kid, and he's young still, and on, obviously, the Spurs, which is good. Goran Dragic, Lou Williams again, Donovan Mitchell. Whoa! I really am in shock right now. This box really just ran it up, said, no subs are coming in, just enjoy your beating. Wow. Honestly, this might be the best box I've opened personally on the low end in terms of quality. Sometimes you open a box, you'll get a really expensive card, but that's one thing. In terms of overall number of quality cards, especially when it's only 2 or 3 players, that really can give you that value on the base and the other stuff. This is amazing. So Zion, that looks centered good. Again, from the quick look as well. But again, that's a $45, $50, $60 card. As the season gets going again, it will go up more. But one of the most bizarre poses they've ever picked for a player, I think. I don't know what that is. Maybe a misjudgment there. Looks like he's hugging a teddy bear of some sort. But that might make that one of his iconic cards, because it is truly strange pose. I don't know what basketball move that is. But anyway, unbelievable. So last couple here, James Harden, Tim Hardaway Jr. At this point, who cares what's in the rest but Kemba, Express Lane, Kyrie Irving. But this is really just a wonderful box for me on really otherwise not much going on in my life. Stuck here in this house, opening packs of cards for YouTube, myself. Can't send them out to be graded yet, but we will be able to soon. Kemba, Blue Velocity. Oh, there's my boy, Dylan. Sign me up. I knew I had to get him. And Romeo Langford. Some people love him, some people don't. I don't. You know, he's supposed to be a superstar at Indiana. Didn't really do much, and then kind of had some opportunities to play a little bit. Didn't do much. People like him, though. He is talented. But Dylan, I see him every box. Now, what would finish this out, and this would be bizarre, I hope I get a Kyle Guy in here. I want to see my friend. That would make me truly happy. Bet you that's the only time you ever heard anyone say I'm looking for Kyle Guy. All right, you got Jokic, Damian Lillard. Unbelievable. So now of the 1, Zion, 2, Ja, 3 guys that you want to find in a box of 2019 basketball, Coby White is number 3 right now. When he lit it up there, his price is literally, I think, doubled overnight after game 2 of dropping 30, and he's just been on a roll playing since. He got the starting gig. He's a guy I'm hoarding, I'm keeping, and I'll sell at one point, but I believe in him. Again, I follow UNC. My cousin loves it. Danny Green, you know, that got me interested in them, just following his career. And UNC guys, I feel good about. And Coby White proved to me early. And I have a podcast from a year ago, my cousin going over the top 20 draft before the NBA draft and where we think guys should be taken. And I think I had Coby White 4th in the draft, which he ended up going 5 anyway. It wasn't a shock. But when they were talking about that, but anyway, Chris Dunn, Alan Crabb, Jarrett Culver, and Mr. Justin Holiday. But anyway, he was like 7th, 8th, you know, on their projections. I was like, I think he should go 4th. And DeAndre Hunter went 4th, but White went, did he go 5th? I'm getting confused now. Joe Ingles and his canner, Karl Anthony Towns, and again, why don't you just fill out my top 7 of guys to invest in? Darius Garland. The only guy missing is probably Rui. But the rest of it, Zion, Ja, White, Clarke. Oh, RJ Barrett's missing too. Dennis Smith Jr., Jimmy Butler, and DeAndre Jordan, who I talked about before. No Kyle Guy, unfortunately, but sick box. Just look at this right now. One Zion base, Zion Blue Velocity, piece of wrapper. Get out of here. Purple Zion, Ja Blue Velocity. Hot boxes make quarantining easier, and this box just helped me wash the taste out of my mouth of all the bad boxes I've had in my life, starting with that girl in college. Run it up, no subs.